please like, share, and subscribe, and ring that little bell. Ring the little bell so you're notified when new videos drop. And a new video has dropped. A new episode of Obi Wan Kenobi has dropped. And boy, do we live in weird times, right? Do we live in weird times? Well, firstly, I'm living in weird times because I think I had COVID last week, right? I got this cough and cold. I thought it was summer cold. Yeah, not a big deal. And then this week, about Tuesday, Wednesday this week, I had no energy. I couldn't freaking move. It was like, and I was still coughing up a storm. And I thought, oh, well, these are probably COVID-like symptoms. So, I probably, although by the time I realized it, I probably don't have any, I'm probably not, what's the word, communicable? What's the word? Communicable? Infectious. That's the word. I'm probably not infectious anymore, but, I found out after the fact. So there you go. That's the one of the strange things we live in. The other strange things we live in, I often thought that if we ever got a TV show of Obi Wan Kenobi, it would be awesome beyond awesome, and we would love it. I didn't recognize with the current age. I didn't reckon the current age. Well, why would you? Back when you're like in 19, back when you're 8, why would you think at some point in the future there's going to be people who seize complete control over all media, and they say, I'm not sure if they believe it, but they say that white men are bad, right? White men are bad. I just read an article by with interview with Christopher Eccleston. He's saying, yeah, work's drying up now. I'm a dinosaur. I'm a white heterosexual male, middle-class male. I'm like the worst thing ever. So, nobody really reckoned on this current age. And this current age doesn't like men, right? Just doesn't like men at all. Kathleen Kennedy doesn't seem to like men. My guess is that, she was... she works in Hollywood. She's successful working in Hollywood, which means she was probably raped and abused. Quite willingly. I mean, that seems to be what you need to do to get on in that vile, disgusting system. Anyway, she doesn't like men. She doesn't. Listen. She lives a professional life around people who looked up to Harvey Weinstein. You can kind of understand why she doesn't like men. So, any chance she gets, she wants to make men. Get rid of male icons, heroes. We saw. I didn't mind Han Solo dying in Force Awakens. I quite like Force Awakens. It was what happened next that freaked me out. But I did mind what happened to Han Solo. I was sad that Luke Skywalker. I was sad that Han Solo and Princess Leia, they broke up. I know that seemed to be the big problem with doing sequels is you undo everything from the original, which is why even though it's very hated, I like the Matrix Resurrections. I think that's a legitimately good sequel that says something interesting, but generally speaking, hated, even hated by the people who made it because they didn't really want to make it. But anyway, so we had Luke Skywalker torn apart and devalued, and now we're doing the same thing to Obi Wan Kenobi. Last week we had him running away. Said, "Oh, Darth Vader! I'm scared! Run away!" And he's just being pathetic, and it's not fun, right? It's not fun. It's like if you see a movie about Marilyn Monroe, and instead of seeing her being all sexy, you see her like, I don't know, having a shit. I was like, I understand. Everybody does take a shit. That's fine. But like, you have a different perception of somebody if you watch them shit and if you don't, right? So you've got to kind of like lean into what these things are. No, not if you're Kathleen Kennedy. But her pièce de résistance, I still think, is going to be Indiana Jones. I am convinced that movie ends with the Indiana Jones being erased from reality, and that hole in reality being replaced by Phoebe Waller-Bridge. And apparently the end titles are Phoebe Waller-Bridge doing all the famous Indiana Jonesy stuff, right? As she replaces it. I mean, like, how much? I really believe that's going to happen. Anyway. We got to watch this week's episode, and it's particularly awful. It's always particularly awful. It kind of feels like a level in a video game. There's a scene in it where you have a snow speeder just hovers in air and fires at somebody like you do in a video game, right? And I think that's all the knowledge people have of Star Wars. Well, wouldn't it be great to have real writers back again? Not the story group. God, they're awful. But no, sadly not. This is the dreck we got. One day, listen, I hope for a better tomorrow, right? I hope for a better tomorrow. One day, I hope all this will be washed away. I hope the general insanity of the age, I think is going to come to some kind of cataclysmic end within the next year, right? I really do, because there's a lot of strange things going on, right? Look, Obi Wan Kenobi has been cucked out, and they're going on field trips from schools to strip clubs. Okay, all this seems weird to me. So in that context, we're gonna watch. We'll go through the episode 4 of Star Wars Obi Wan Kenobi. God help us. Before we get to it, please can you hit the like button, the share button, subscribe button, definitely the share button. YouTube is throttling my channel like crazy. Like, it really is. It's so freaking obvious when you pay attention to it, but they're throttling my channel like absolute crazy. So anything you do to help, that really, really helps. Sign up to my Substack. If you ever see me not put out content, which is not see me put out content, that means they ban me. I'm on Rumble. I have a banned video going on Rumble today, right? A review of Doctor Who season 11 episode 1, Spyfall part 1, copyright claim whatever, I don't know. So that's only gonna be on Rumble. So like, share, subscribe, comment, all those things are very, very, very good, very, very, very helpful. You know what can never be described as very, very good and very, very helpful? Obi Wan Kenobi, the Disney Plus series. So I'm going to hand over to me from last night, who's going to fill you with so many insights and understanding that you too will feel like you've just eaten the Book of the Reels. Handing over to me. Star Wars, oh those wacky Star Wars, where were they? Pew, 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 pew. And it's awful. Listen, do you like Obi Wan Kenobi? Yeah. This might not be for you. So my first complaint happens on the very, very, very first slide. Like, they've got this, like, the wrong... Lucasfilm always felt like it should be... I remember it being green all the time, right? And you got it right after the 20th Century Fox logo. So all this is wrong. But then it gets more annoying, right? And this is a real indication of how much I hate this and how awful it is. So you got this new logo thing where they got these lights going over all these different cool Star Warsy things. But they're not cool Star Warsy thing. It's got what? A loader droid? This is not cool, right? Another, I don't know, droid. C-3PO done like an anime, big-eyed, weird piece of shit. I don't know. Darth, what's his name? Ben Kenobi, or no, was it Ben Sky? Oh, who gives a shit? So Ben Solo, that's what it was. What was his name again? I can't even remember what his Sithy name was now. Oh, God, bloody hell. Not Darth Maul. He was a good one. And then R2-D2. And they all look like children. Oh, yes. Finally. Okay. Now we see everything. This is Princess Leia's droid, right? Now we finally see it. Yes. I understand why this happened. And finally, a kiddie version of Darth Vader. I hate you all. Star Wars. No, it's not. Not Star Wars. Hey, Obi-Wan Kenobi. Yeah, that's your memories being washed away. So previously, the stunning and brave Reva did backflip after backflip. Kylo Ren, thank you. Backflip after backflip. And then got Princess Leia. Dun, dun, dun. Somehow, Obi-Wan Kenobi, Ben Kenobi now, didn't know there was the main Jedi hunter was called Darth Vader. I mean, really? Didn't know. And like, what would... I didn't know that Vader was Anakin Skywalker. I don't know. So anyway, last episode he meets and goes, oh fuck me, it's Darth Vader, and runs away like a pussy, right? But Darth Vader makes him fight him, right? And he, I had no idea. Okay, so here's what I realize now. Much of Star Wars is about Anakin Skywalker getting over being fatally or grievously wounded by Obi-Wan Kenobi, right? Once he meets him in Star Wars and has a lightsaber duel, and then he gets killed, he kind of everything gets better at that point. He's like, now I want to meet my son, and now maybe like he seems like killing Obi Wan Kenobi really helps him out, because we see him last week. He grabs Obi Wan, he falls chokes and grabs Obi Wan Kenobi and throws him into a pit of fire. Your something only just started, Kenobi. And then the fire goes out, but then what's the name? Stan from Game of Thrones and from Torchwood reignites the fire with Obi Wan Kenobi on the other side now. And now, because the flames are going, Darth Vader can't force grab him anymore, because they're flames, mate. They're flames. Anyway, so now they're getting him away, and Princess Leia has been taken by the evil and wonderful Reva, who has no personality whatsoever. So Obi-Wan goes like, oh, what's going on? Where am I? He said, we're getting you to safety. He said, oh, where's Leia? Oh, ow. And they put him in a back-to-tank. And you have this, like, juxtaposition where you see him and Anakin, Darth Vader, and they both got their burns, and they're both healing all the time. Meanwhile, he doesn't have a hand, and he remembering the fight. Oh no! Whoa! Fuck me! I'm scared. And he's like, he's alive. I didn't know he's alive. And he climbs out the back. Like, you haven't finished healing yet. But Anakin's alive. And they got to find Princess Leia. Meanwhile, weird place, Mustafa, right? You got your volcano planet, and also you got your ocean planet. This is the moon, apparently. So in their ocean moon, right? There's Princess Leia, and she's being held. I'm like, why is she handcuffed? I mean, for God's sake, she's a 10-year-old girl, and also she doesn't know anything, as I recall. Other than she's a precocious girl, said, my father's bad guy. I hear you're in so much trouble. And then walks Reva, said, I got no personality. I'm a black woman, and that's it. I'm going to just lazily say these lines. Oh, no, you're a black woman. That means I can't hurt you. That's right. Oh, and she says, no one's coming to help you. Anyway, so then says, here's the person running everything, the most important person in the whole galaxy. Oh, hi, I'm a dumpy black man. But it's okay. I'm a soft granola black guy, because that's the only type of black men allowed on TV. There's no masculine black people on TV, men on TV anymore. I'm spoiling the hell out of this episode. This is it. There's more roles and less range for black people now. And he's like, oh, I can help you. We got to find Leia. It's like, oh, I don't know. How are we going to do it? Blah, 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 everything, blah, blah. Very important. How important? It's like, it really is. It's like Life of Brian, right? Where Brian tries to join John Cleese's resistance fighters. And he says, well, how badly do you want to join? And he goes, a lot. So that's basically it. Says, okay, fine, I'll help you. And here, we just happen to know exactly where she's been taken. Here's the ocean moon, their Jedi Hunter fortress. He says, well, how can we get there? And he's like, well, you can just fly in on your speeders. It won't be any problem. He's like, but no, we'll all get killed. This is like a top secret military installation, right? He's like, but we must. The Force demands it. Anyway, off they go. Meanwhile, on the shuttle, Ben Kenobi practices using the Force. For some reason, he had to use it for years, right? So Darth Vader couldn't find him, I guess, even though he didn't know who Darth Vader was. And Vilda Adjarama, whatever her name is, looks quite a bit hotter as Imperial, right? That's very interesting. And she's like, well, we're going to find if my clearance still works. And he's like, oh, I guess so. Meanwhile, she says, oh, you got to tell us about the path. That's where do we find this path? Let us know. And she's like, I can't tell you. I won't tell you. She doesn't know anything. They didn't tell her anything. He said, they wouldn't come and help you. They let you be caught. And he said, no one's going to save you. Ben Kenobi's dead. He's like, no. Yeah, nobody even knows you're here. Meanwhile, so in flies Ben Kenobi and what's her name? And out she walks. When he flew in, I think I must have missed this bit out. He drops he drops Kenobi jumps out before it lands. So fine, she's landing. Fine. So she goes through the terrifying red gate, and not like nobody can walk around that. That hardly seems terrifying, but okay. And what is the thing right now with both Strange New Worlds and this have very shiny reflective floors, right? What's this about? So he scans her, says, and then I don't know what's going on, right? You just hit scan, it comes up red. And I'm like, well, does that mean they should have been caught? And he's like, they take the time, there's no problem. Says, you're in the wrong sector. What are you doing? And I can't let you in. He said, I'm here to give classified information to third sister. You get in a lot of trouble. And then she just goes through, like, apparently this is how this empire works. It's just like temp offices. She just goes to a workstation. Why is it underwater? Well, why not? I mean, there's nothing bad going to come of that except in about 20 minutes when the obvious problem happens. Anyway, so Ben Kenobi swimming underwater with his breathing, whoosh, and he swims, and he swam right over the dam. And he goes, oh, wait, there's a kind of cool-looking alien squid thing on there. I thought, oh, that might be cool. I might have a fight with it. Nah, just ignores him. Anyway, shiny floors. Hears some noise in there, goes in, and Ben Kenobi kills him. Death to you. Leaves him floating in the pool. And he's all dry for some reason. He must have full stride himself. Right? So Reva's like trying to pull the information out of her head. And Alma says, I'm stunning a brave woman. I'm stunning a brave too. And then her droid tries to attack her. And I just didn't notice how much it looked like bloody Minnie Mouse, I should say, not Mickey Mouse. I had a droid too once, but it was all taken away from me, like everything else. And you think she's going to just smash it. And Leia's like, oh, fuck me. So she's like communicating, and they got these little mini CGI defense drones. How he's dry, I don't know how he dried off. They don't tell you. And then, what are you doing here? This is not your station. Come with me. And he said, okay. He leaves a little Star Wars-like communicator, right? Meanwhile, patrol droid patrols. And he goes and hides, and the patrol droid can't see him because he's not a very good patrol droid, right? And then, meanwhile, behind a bookcase, she kills the guy, right? So he's hiding in the rafters, and so she comes back and calls him. He's like, hey, what's that? Who is that? We got to find that person. So he does like a little falsy thing around the corridor, and they go running off over there. And off she runs, right? Said, okay, we're going to the restricted section, right? So Reva's like, if you tell me, it's all good. We're all on the same side. We're all on the same side, Chan Chow. Yeah, you just tell me what I need to know, and we can get you back home straight away. So, well, of course, I'll tell you that we're all on the same side. And she's like, okay, I'll tell you, right? But one thing, I have to tell my father first. And she's like, fuck off, right? No. So it says, okay, no. So now I'm going to take you and torture you, right? And like, wait, what? That escalated fucking quickly. And that literally just she says, I tried to con away saying I got to tell my father first too. I'm going to torture you, right? And it's going to be the same torture machine they use on Han Solo. Like, will you fuck off? He's a 10-year-old girl. No. Meanwhile, then it gets weird and dark. Ben Kenobi finds this thing, and they take her to this torture room. Like, why is it so big? Like, why do they need so much room to torture this girl? I don't know. They strap her in. No, you can't. Meanwhile, this is messed up, right? Kenobi goes walking around, and there's all these dead Jedi everywhere. Like this guy was from the Clone Wars. He was like a detective Jedi, right? And he's like, you got to tell me, or we're gonna torture you, right? And I'm like, I'm kind of quite into this, right? This little brat kid getting a comeuppance. You know, like you know when I said don't run away from me over and over again. That's what I meant. Yeah. So then he sees all these Jedi that have been slain. They've been frozen in amber. Then he sees this one. I guess it's somebody he knew, right? It looks like it looks like somebody he must know. And she's like, no, somebody help me, somebody help me. Well, why don't you just do what you're fucking told for once? He said, no, okay, I guess we got no choice. We're going to torture you. Literally, we're going to torture you. More dead Jedi. Oh, yeah, this is dark. So he saved this kid. Okay, so this is what happened. Somehow, he saved the corpse of the kid that he murdered 10 years ago, right? Posed him in a shitting himself pose and then froze him in amber. That is messed up. I mean, like, oh, fuck, that was a good one. That was a good one. Oh, I loved it. Yeah, that's weird. And Kyle was like, oh, this is fucked up. I got to get out. He's like, I need a distraction now. He hears the screaming. And then in walks this person says, Jess is about to start torturing. And she's like, fuck me. I said, it's urgent. You have to come right now. And she's like, oh, crap. Okay. So then she goes and meets Vilda, whatever her name is. And she pretends she's been a triple agent. She's in hiding. They got to go to the planet Flora, right? That's where the path is. There's all the information. And she's just waiting there. And she's been guarded in this huge room by two stormtroopers. Because she's a 10-year-old girl. Then all the lights go off. Then a lightsaber comes up. And then here it gets weird. Kenobi hacks at this stormtrooper like 4 or 5 times before he goes out. What is this? A club? It's a lightsaber. Take the fucking head off. Jim, be done. Let's say it's still not going down. She's like, well, that's cool. And he's like, oh, what's going on? And then he turns up behind him and he hits him a few times with a lightsaber. Finally goes down. And he said, I'm here. They said, you told me you were dead. Well, they lie. Now we've got to get out of here. And she's like, you're full of shit. You're lying. They're not in Florida. You're trying to distract us. He's like, no, you're a spy. He said, yes, I've been undercover for 2 years. Meanwhile, they get out and the security droid gets them. She's like, I don't trust you. We're going to take you for interrogation. And just then, the alarm sounds, right? They got to go. And she's like, okay, I guess we'll talk to you later. Take her into custody. He said, okay then. Meanwhile, so this is his triumphant return as a Jedi. Too little, too late. So this is awful. This is my first fuck off. And I literally shouted at the screen when I saw this. I said, okay, 2 stormtroopers walking in. She goes, oh, boof. And she literally is like, puh. Touches his helmet. It's like, oh, I'm disorientated. And then she grabs that one. Oh, yeah, push. And then she pulls a gun and shoots one. And I like this. So stupid. We got to find you, right? And then, I'll tell you, this stuff, this screen grab looks beautiful. It's like a Ralph McGuire drawing. That really is very nice. Okay, and we get Jedi-ish action, pew, 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 as he fights off all the stormtroopers. Damn. It's a bit video gamey, but okay. And he's doing pretty well, right? Let me get pew 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 doink. I think he's learned how to kill people with it now. And it's like, oh, and he does his little twirl with it to his thing. His lightsaber, and he's back, and he's fighting, and pew pew pew, and he reflecting all their blast back at them. So now he's learned how to be Jedi again. Now we get a shadow trooper and stormtroopers, and of course Reva, third sister, stunning and brave at the front. So they're fighting and run around the corner, fire another, pew, pew, and they keep firing at them. Now, and then a window gets hit. Why do they have these? Okay, this is a standard issue blaster. Like everyone's carrying, right? Everyone's carrying. Why have this whole base underwater and so deeply unsafe? Like, what's the point of all these windows? If one little ricochet blaster, ka-pew! I mean, honestly, one rebel on a suicide mission could just take out the entire place. It's okay, whatever. And she's like, "Oh, well, that's not good." And he fights them off. Man, it's a shame you didn't do this good during Order 66, mate. As he's Reva coming and he closes the blast off, and they can't get in. Oh no! Meanwhile, the glass is shattering. And he's like, I gotta hold it with the fools. You run. He said, take her out. I can't hold this forever. He said, okay, you gotta go. And they start opening the door and they start shooting. And then they come in at them, and then the obvious happens. He rips the glass out and drowns them all, right? And he runs out. Run! Oh, yeah. Then she says, run! Really? Like, the brain thrust? Oh, thank you. I was going to stay here and die with them. If you hadn't said run, I'll be dead now, right? It actually reminds me, one time, I had to make a special meal, communal meal, because my life was nearly ended and it was saved by the good Lord. This is what happened. One time, I had a pair of pants hanging up to dry on the second story. I lived in an apartment at the time, right? When I was young, hang out on the balcony of my apartment. A gust of wind came and blew them down 3 stories. I said, thank God. Had I been wearing those pants, trousers for the English, I would surely have been killed. Same here. She says, run! Oh, thank you for letting me know that. And he ran. Oh, bollocks, I better run then. Oh, you better run fast. And he closes the door, and they're all the stormtroopers are drowned in there. Right? It's very video gaming. And that doesn't. But Reva isn't drowned for some reason, even though she was right there with them. So then they get him an impenetrable disguise. This kind of reminds me, by the way. This in Israel. Also in some of the more religious places in throughout the world, like England, London, New York. So you have a sect of Judaism called like the Litvaks, who wear like a white dress shirt, black pants, and then oftentimes a black jacket and a sort of gangster hat, right? Often when you're like in your civic, when you're off duty, you just wear your white shirt and your black pants, right? So whenever anybody in that sect of Judaism goes to a movie, they just put a baseball hat on and they go, that's it. Nobody notices. Shameful for that sect to go to movies. So they say like, yeah, no one's going to notice me now. I'm totally, look at me, completely inconspicuous as I walk out through this military base on high alert, looking for people. He's like, oh, third sister, you're to blame. And Leia actually sticks her head out at one point, right? And then up comes third sister, Reva, apparently not drowned. How was she not drowned? We don't know. Plot armor. And you're like, Kenobi, and she says, why would you give this up for everything? You give up everything. He's like, because I was never on board with the Empire. We will change. Then this is such a stupid bit of writing. Again, heavy military base. How does I don't know how this how they don't. There's no like air support, right? There's no. They're full of bloody TIE fighters. They should, but no, pew pew. 2 speeders turn up and they just shoot at everything, right? And they're bad CGI. And she's like, yeah, it's Scarlet. It's just stupid. It really is stupid. Pew pew pew. And they're like, well, let's get to the speeder. And they just shoot people, bam, bam, bam. And then comes they go and get in. She says, I'm going to stop you. Get in, right? And then the other person just hovers there like this, and go, pew, 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 pew. It's just so stupid. And she's like batting them back. So then she grabs a bomb and full throws it to it, and it blows up. I said, no! And it makes it's like we don't know who he is. We don't care. We never see, we don't care. There's no emotional connection to that dead character other than I never knew him. I didn't know him, never will, right? And off they go, because no, there's no air support at all. Said, you're in trouble now, third sister. And Vader turns up. He's storming down the hall. He's pissed as anything. Grabs her, throws her, and said, "Oh, I told you what failure meant." And she said, "Wait, I can explain." No, I said, I've got a tracker on them. Said, explain. Okay, so this is my second fuck off moment, and it really is my second. I was like, "Fuck off!" I screamed at the screen. He said, I promise you, wherever the girl goes, Kenobi will follow, right? That tracker will be with them always. So they let her down. And then, oh, God, this is the biggest fuck-off moment. It appears I have underestimated you, third sister. Who is taller than Darth fucking Vader. Like, just stop. All of you just stop with this nonsense. Oh, God. So they fly off to the ship again. No chase, no air support, no radar. Didn't see them coming. Who knows how? And they come and said, "Hi, I'm sad. Person's dead. I don't know. Oh, sad. Oh, sad. The person's dead. Person's dead. So it's very sad." But they said, "Oh, now you're a Jedi. I'll stop giving you shit and I'll hold your hand." And it's like, okay, then. And they kind of smile. And her robot, which was the thing clearly bugged, wakes up with its bug. Let me ask you, if you're going to bug a robot, why are you changing its eyes red? Like, isn't that a bit of a fucking giveaway, right? Isn't that a bit of a giveaway? Yes, it is. Yes, it is. And it's worse than shit, right? It's worse than shit. It's abysmal. It's horrible, right? It's absolutely freaking horrible. I cannot stand it. What an awful degeneration of the character. My name's Tzvi Lebetkin, the Rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe, and ring that little bell. Ring the little bell so you're notified when new videos drop.